Well, good evening. You're very welcome to the Masters Championship for round number 11 of Division 2 here at the Hockenheim Ring. My name is Graham and I'm joined tonight by the one and only Sergeant Sway. Hello, Sway.
How's it going, Graham?
Not too bad, thank you, sir. This is going to be an interesting race. We can kind of talk about that in a sec, but we'll just kind of get you up to speed. We're a little late starting. You can blame PSN for all of that and not me at all for wanting to finish food. Extrema has got started on 11.9 on Ultras and then retired somewhere in Sector 2, again not sure where. Everyone else is kind of juggled through the mediums and the softs, I guess, as everyone gets ready for their second runs. The likes of Takipa, Burt, Scuba have their soft set in the pits and probably won't make an appearance till late on in the session as to avoid those medium tyres. So now that we've got that out of the way, what are you expecting tonight heading into this race?
I don't know. Obviously, you've got the likes of Loki leading the championship, so I'm expecting him and Scuba up front, but apart from that, no idea. So, I'm expecting probably a high 11 on softs. If so, I'll be very impressed if they do it.
On softs would be pretty impressive. I'm with you. I'm expecting Scuba and Loki to be firmly in the thick of it here, and I do expect Scuba to be at the front here more so just because he's he's a little bit of practice, shall we say? Yeah, well, yeah. Well, there you go. You said it there. I was going.
Good luck from after on mediums.
I was going to go with the politically correct term, but you've just straight out said a sweat. That's not a bad time from Afri, to be fair. 12.4 on mediums.
On 3-lap old mediums as well. That's very good.
Seems to be a theme around here where you leave the first lap or even two on these mediums and then go for it on your third. I've heard a couple of people choose to kind of go that route with these mediums. It's an interesting way to approach it. Obviously, you can see a lot of people not electing to choose the ultra soft. Does that come as a surprise to you, or is that I would do the same thing?
It's just the standard with this game, isn't it? The softest tire tends not to be that usable, apart from like Singapore or somewhere like that.
There's a handful, but, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm expecting most people on the one stop.
Generally speaking, when there's the step, there's the step of difference between the compounds as Polly crosses the line here and it's just start the lap. Generally speaking, when you go from like ultras to softs, or if you're skipping a compound, generally speaking, that's the one you avoid in the you do avoid the softest one, generally speaking. So no surprise then. Again, it's just Extrema and that's it. No one else is going for the ultras, it seems, at least in qualifying for now, anyways.
Did Merck rejoin last race, or is it this race is his first race back after the week's break? After a week break?
I thought it was last week, but I don't know.
I'll check announcements, but if so, Merck's back and he's in the Sauber. For those that didn't know,
the shortest retirement
in TMC history, probably
that you'll ever do see. So he's pounding around on mediums. 19.3 is the slowest of anyone this lap, and has just backed out on this one. So the medium run has not gone too well for him at the moment as Poddy heads through Sector 3, gets a bit on the grass.
Oh, very wide.
And
messes him up the entire way.
And decides a late bail into the pits. Not an entry we're looking for in the race, but gets him in a jiffy in this instance. Bailing on that lap on mediums. It wasn't working out for him there.
I have to say the midfield is very tight. You've got Jodan in 12th on a 12.9, and then you've got 4.10s and you in 4th. It's ridiculous.
It's tight, and you imagine it's only going to tighten up a bit when get down to the nitty gritty. You can see a lot of people now switch to the softs in the pits, again just waiting for the perfect moment. I believe you see a lot of people. You want to get usually you leave yourself 1 or 2 runs in you.
I normally leave 2, yeah.
Because you put a lot of pressure on yourself to get a lap done when it's just one lap. And there's a couple of
I can never do it.
I can't either because I need the security. sometimes you can get the lap done in one, and that's fine, but you just leave yourself a little bit extra just in case.
Just knowing me, I tend to bottle it, so yeah, I'd rather have that safety net of having the 2 laps. So we'll start seeing some guys go out for the final runs.
Got
As I believe Bert is one of the first.
Thankfully, because everyone else is in the pits right now, so
Yeah,
thankfully
just
for
seen
that
a
at
Toro
least.
Rosso go out. Oh no, it was Loki. Sorry, that's not a Toro Rosso. That's a McLaren.
Those are completely different colours. Oh jeez.
Colourblind, Graham.
You know, are you?
Oh. Just an excuse. It'd be very strange colourblind if I was that. If it was orange and blue. Very strange.
Well, look, it's part like McLaren's got blue bits on it. Less so
Oh
in
yeah,
2018 than obviously the new car for 2019. So
the best looking livery of 2019.
you think so,
But
the
yeah,
McLaren?
yeah, definitely, definitely. It just looks so nice,
I'm
so
in two
smooth.
minds about that. I do like that orange.
Really?
Don't get me wrong. Um,
I do love the Papia. It's
it
such a
is,
nice
yeah.
shade.
Like you look back to 2017, like I didn't like that shading of orange and black. Um,
Yeah, I didn't either.
the two colours that go grand together, like, but it's just that particular orange. I wasn't a huge fan. This is how they had
Yeah,
designed on the car with the way they spread it out. But I am a huge fan of this orange. It really is top
it's
notch.
gorgeous.
Um,
Yeah,
they're all coming out now, though. You can see a lot of
yeah.
them are out. So we'll stick with Bert because he will be the first. He's got a lot of traffic to contend with as well. Thankfully, he's
I was
caught a
just
lot of
about to
it
say.
on this straight, so they can all just get out the way.
I'll
And
keep an eye on Loki.
he can continue on into the hairpin at turn 6. Alexa taking in second. I personally like to take it in first, just for a little bit extra rotation on
Yeah,
the car, and they do mix the apex slightly there. So, uh, personal preference. I think
Loki
this is
backs
way
out.
already. So there is one spot on this track where you do have to worry about. It is turn 1 on this track. I hate it personally. I can't stand it. It's one of my least favorite
Yeah,
corners. It's hard to get right.
I can't get on with it. I'm not looking forward to it on Monday at all.
No, teammate.
If I'm gonna bin it, it'll be the or get like 7 million penalties.
We'll find a
Merckx
way.
starting a lap.
I'm sure. Burke comes across and 13-3 or 13-5 rather. So
Second down.
I think
Strange.
he may have backed out of that one in the stadium section.
Yeah,
Didn't see him knock
his
it down
ERS is up
to.
to like 80%.
He popped it down into I think into low during sector 3. So they're all flying across now. Scuba starting the lap. Afri Frisch just began his lap to keep it. I think actually still in an out lap. To be fair, his ERS is very low. Low key starting one, so they're coming in thick and fast. Who will be the first one we can pick up? I think Merck's on a lap actually.
Yeah, I think Merck will be the first one across the line.
So we'll stick at Merck in the Sauber. The largely unchanged Sauber for next year. A bit more red in the cockpit, but still
That
a
is
very
also a nice livery.
handy looking car. I do like that. Alfa Romeo, I should say. That's what that car
Yeah.
is now. But the
Be
Sauber
correct,
for
Graham. Be correct.
sorry. Uh, changes and stuff. Right, last corner, last 2 corners. Not bad to be fair. Very nicely taken.
Joe goes P4. Great lap from Joe.
And Merck goes quickest of the bunch. 11-8 on the
Wow.
softs. That's a good lap
Said
from
it.
Merck. And
Oh,
Bert
my
then
Bert.
immediately replies 300s quicker, 11.8. They're coming in thick and fast now. Try and keep up Afri Frisch round in the final corner as well. Got time for one more lap after this. And Afri Frisch goes quickest, 11.6. Gets a wheel on the gravel there on the exit.
Race driver.
Where is this race driver? Then there's Scuba as well. What can Scuba do?
Race driver invalidated or slower.
11.9 for Scuba. So he stays in 5th. Low key then.
Whoa.
Marginally goes quicker than Afri Frisch 200s. They're coming in thick and fast. Adam Mako up to 11th. His teammate is heading down the DRS straight.
Wesker. Runs the last corner. Nice and clean run. Goes P6. 11.9.
Ahead of
Great
his
lap from Wesker there.
teammate. Ahead of his teammate for the time
Without
being.
much practice. That's a decent lap for Wesker.
Yarham's done, surprisingly, so Yarham must be happy enough. Joe Corby rounding the final corner. And this looks alright, to be fair. It's 11.9 for Joe, and the checkered flag is now out, so Bursch has stopped. He won't be improving. Afri Fish is coming through the stadium section. Is there
The
anyone
keeper
else?
and dart ball. The keeper's round the last corner.
Yeah, so to keep will be first. His
Hooks it
teammate
inside the curb.
shortly after him. This looks good. And it's 11-4.
Oh,
His teammate goes even quicker. Another 11-4. They are chopping and changing here. Where is Scuba? He's
dot bolt P3, 11-5.
race driver and Scuba round in the final corner. It's not enough for Scuba. It's 11-6. So he is in fourth. Loki is done. Bert done. Merck is going into the pits. Adam Mako, I think, will be the last one here to complete a flying lap as such, and he stays in 13th place. I think, Sway, that's going to conclude a rather hectic qualifying session. That was fun. That was very fun.
That was fast paced. I like that.
A lot of change.
The cat amongst the pigeons.
Did
alternate strategy from Extrema.
Yeah, look at that in 8th place.
No man's land.
That's a rough one. He's gonna have a great start, I'm sure. But
yeah.
So Merck? So Merck went provisional in Poland, didn't he? When he set his lap.
Yeah, he did.
Ended up finishing in 7th. That's how.
I thought that was a good lap.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Was like, no.
It's a
11-4.
A Red Bull front row lockout. There you go. That was
Red Bull family top 3.
Fun. That's right. Dartbolt getting himself in the mix there as well. That was a very good lap from Dartbolt, to be fair. So again, look at it's so tight between. We're just waiting on Loki's in the pits, so that's all it is.
Yeah.
So so much change there. Like Joe Corey went up to 4th, didn't he? Ended up in the 10th in the end. So
not a great place for Joe to be starting. 2-lap old sauce, sorry.
Yeah.
Not the best, but
yeah, it could be
can't fault him.
Could be an 8th on Ultrasoft. So I think Yarham ended up staying on the mediums in the end.
Yeah, I didn't see him go around again.
Yeah, because he wasn't with the rest of them when they came out for their final runs, it seems. So, anyways, we got Affy Fish on pole position, just 500s ahead of the Keeper in 2nd, Darkbull 3rd, Scuba 4th, Loki 5th, Bert 6th, Merc 7th, Extrema on Ultras in 8th, Wesker 9th, Joe 10th, Race Driver 11th, Yaham, as we mentioned, on mediums in 12th, Adam Mako 13th, Poddy 14th, Stevie G 15th, then without a time. So, free choice of tyres then.
Also
for Yarham as well.
Samu starting.
Did he get back in the
From
end?
the back. Yes, he got back in, yeah.
So 16 then to begin.
I can hear the bathroom is now empty. I'm going to nip to the toilet ground before the race starts. Now I can finally get in. Give me 1 second.
Great. It's a formation lap, so we'll be all good. So then, an interesting race indeed. Affy Frisch on pole. Affy's got himself in a number of good positions this season, but hasn't always been able to make a count in the race. Can he reverse that fortune this time? Looks like a dry race, so can't have the excuse of the wet. But he does like a, I don't know, I've noticed that with Affy, the rear of his car does like to step out quite a bit. So, but from the front of the grid, no people in front of him to get damage on unless his teammate gets to jump on him to begin the race. So we'll find out in due time as the drivers take their time selecting setups. A few things you can change.
Ah, 10 back.
Nothing has changed.
I just thought, did Johan not do a lap either because he bottled it, or is the rain later on and he's thinking about it, but
I just didn't see him out there. I didn't see him out on softs like at all. So I'd imagine he just didn't go out for the second run. Maybe he thought that was enough to keep him inside the top 10 on mediums. But tires, as you can see, Extrema on ultras as we mentioned, and then Yarham, Adamako and Poddy using the mediums outside the top 10. Then you've got Stevie G, Sam and Race Driver elected for softs outside the top 10. We think it's a one stop. That's fairly well, unless you're Extrema. You imagine it's a one stop. Of course, safety cars and incidents can always throw that into disarray. But give me your take then. What are you thinking then for this race? Can Affy's got I think Kevin put in the YouTube comments that Affy's got a bottle in him. He certainly can get him. He's got himself to good positions in qualifying, but hasn't always made them count in the race. Is this the one where he can turn it around?
I don't think so. Probably a podium, but I'd have to say out of the two Red Bulls, I'd favour the keeper more. But my race winner has to be Scuba.
You're going with Scuba in 4th place.
I just got a hunch
Have a
that all that
hunch.
sweat's going to pay off.
Well, for the sake of choosing someone different, I will choose to keep it in 2nd.
So
As
no,
a
this is where Loki slaps everyone by like 30 seconds.
Yeah, more than likely. Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds about right. So they take their spot on the grid. 34 laps around the Hockenheim ring. Red Bull front row at the home Grand Prix at Afrifrisch and to keep a can to make it count. We'll find out. We'll go on board with Dark Bolt to start here in a good position here in 3rd. Short run to turn 1,
Take the
so
back.
not a ton of opportunities to overtake into turn 1, but heading down towards the hairpin, I think is going to present the best chance then. Right, here we go. 16 drivers, 34 laps, 5 red lights, and away we go. That looks like a good start for Dark Bolt. Straight away alongside to keep it heading into turn 1. He has to back out of it, the contact, and then Scuba going to try and nip through. Up into 3rd already. We have a go to keep as well, heading down the hill. Ooh, thinks about it. And Dark Bolt still to swoop around the outside. Can he make that move stick? Scuba kind of boxed in there slightly. He's lost the position, but right in the toe. The slipstream. As he pulls over to the right hand side, we got Burton low key, very, very close as well. Down the inside, into the hairpin. This is for P3. Can Scuba get it done?
Oh,
Side by side, a
4
little bit of
wide going into the
contact.
hairpin.
Oh, there's all sorts of commotion back there.
Yeah.
Bert,
Trying to go 5-6 wide. Not going to work, boys.
Burton Wesker side by side, extreme putting a move on his teammate and nipping into 7th place. You can see the grip difference already between obviously the Imagine, the Ultra and the Soft. He was able to get by Burt with ease and has cruised up to the back of Wesker. And of course we do expect those Ultras to fall away quite quickly in
Great
this race.
start from Wesker. Whoa, Merckx spun. Half spun. On the curb.
Let's be careful rejoining the track and everyone will get by. But as Afrifrisch leads the way ahead of Dekeepa to start this race. Scuba in 3rd, Darkbolt 4th, Loki in 5th, Wesker with a good start like an engine in 6th, extremely close behind him in 7th, Burt a little bit further back in 8th. No wing damage for Burt. I thought he made a wing damage for a sec. Adam Mako 9th, race driver.
Cordy's the only one
10th,
in pits.
Joe Corby right up the rear of that Sauber for 10th place. And like you say, Poddy in the pits replacing that wing. So a fresh set of softs going on that car. That's already.
Ooh, Bolt already.
So that's an early 3-second penalty.
I've seen him go wide in sector 2, but 2 laps in, it might not be a great start for Bolt.
That's an early one for sure. A long way to go, and I think here Dekeepa is being held slightly by Afrifrisch.
I got that feeling coming down the main straight.
And so, how do they collaborate on this one? Do they decide maybe to let one go while it still can, or just stick with it for the time being and let them race? Be interesting choice.
I think he'll be letting him race for now.
So still leading the way.
Might just have cold tyres.
After lap 3, still has the fastest lap of the race is Afri. Apart from that though, it's kind of nothing really happening at the moment. Everyone's just kind of following each other.
It was really clean off the line. It was just going into the hairpin that it got a bit messy. Johan with time penalty.
So DRS
Adams
now
into P9 on mediums. Not a bad start.
Is where things get interesting now. The DRS now enabled heading down this long straight towards the hairpin. So we'll begin to see, I think, a few overtaking opportunities begin to emerge somewhat. DRS is enabled. Race driver Adam Mako off the track. Basically a drag race down. Race driver still
going to
ahead.
struggle. Dropping back from Scuba, he's out of DRS. He's got Loki and Wesker not far behind. Oh, Joe. 3rd penalty of the night. And we're only on lap 3.
Oh, look forward to that.
Could be a penalty deciding race, who knows?
Very much so, and if it were to be that kind of race, you would lean towards Scuba more so than the front two in Afri and to keep it just a bit more consistency in that regard. I think the Mercedes has over the two Red Bulls, and I think low-key for that matter is the same as the Ferraris trade places. Then I think actually Extreme may have got off the track a bit. Just saw a bit of kind of something on his left-hand side of his car and the tyre, so I think he may have been
He's
off
struggling,
the track
he's
somewhat.
short shifting like mad.
And race driver
He's not fighting race driver.
going to come through. Adam Mako a bit too far back. Actually, he's dropped a good bit back on that lap. Did Adam Mako still going to fight it though? Is Extrema trying to hold it, but he's just not going to have the traction, and race driver easily outdrags him then out of the hairpin. And these ultras, I think, have begun to add a bit, and it won't be too long before Extrema is into the pits.
I was on board with Mert through sector 1. He's got a lot of understeer. No clue why I might have front wing damage from the half spin, but I can't see any.
Didn't see any myself, so just yeah, really struggling in P40
Whoa,
at the moment.
Extrema. All over the place in sector 3. Surely he's going to be diving in. Oh, he drifts into the pits. Okay.
Can barely keep that thing in check. So
That's why you don't start on the ultras.
a couple of key things that happened there.
Dear
To keep
God.
it, picked up a penalty, and Scuba just set the fastest lap of the race. So
This is what's going to happen. It's got to happen now.
and
I think Afri's going to know that.
it's just not close enough Scuba to make a move yet, but I think he's just biding his time
Afri goes
for the
deep.
time being. Very, very close to Red
They've
Bulls.
got to be
Meanwhile,
careful.
Yarham gets by Paddy, or gets by Adam Mako, I should say, for P9 into the hairpin. So that moves Yarham. His charge up the field continues, but at the front, nice helicopter shot of Afri in the lead for the time being. But the pressure is definitely mounted from behind his teammate, and I think more ominously, Scuba MUFC begin to put the hammer down now. 2.6 ahead of Dartbolt, and Loki has to get by this Toro Rosso soon if he's going to be in amongst this bunch as well, because he's losing a lot of time, valuable time, to the cars in front of him.
Bert's bad start has not helped him at all. 2.7 seconds off the back of Wesker. Oh, there we go. First
So-
time penalty for the top 3.
And Wesker as well getting in the mix as well, so penalties are a flying here. But let's see
Yeah.
now if anything can change at the front here. Scuba might have a chance.
Afri's got no ERS left. He's got 1%. And he's derating.
He's used it all in 6 laps. That's incredible. Surely he's got to let the keeper go, you'd imagine.
The keeper's got 80%. Surely.
He's got
This
the most.
won't let him. Yeah.
Will he
Setting
let
down
him
the
go
inside
here?
now.
No, I thought he
No.
might let him go.
I would have held school up through sector 3. Would have been a great time for the keeper to pull away.
So this is getting a little dicey at the front between the two Red Bulls. I think the keeper is clearly quicker, given
Yeah,
that we
Loki got past Dartbolt.
that's a big one for Loki, and the longer Scuba is stuck behind these two Red Bulls, that'll certainly help Loki get back into matters somewhat. But I think it's only a matter of time before Scuba makes a move, whether on which Red Bull. It looks like it'll be the keeper, because they're not playing the team game at the front here, and it's another penalty.
Time,
So how has he picked up 3 warnings in the space of a lap? That's a tough
pressure
one.
seems to be getting to him.
They're all picking up penalties. Burt now getting into the mix as well as Merck Pitts. If you want to just maybe check if he changes the wing there, if he may have had damage,
Yeah,
and
I'll
we just
keep my eye on that.
couldn't see. Here we go. I think the switch is going to take place. Afri and Tekeepa. Scuba not close enough to take advantage of this. And Tekeepa is going to move into the lead of this race. Can Scuba get a good run out of the hairpin? No. So I thought Scuba may have been with a shot there, but didn't get the best run out of turn 5.
Oh wow. Mert did have wing damage. Changed the wing.
So that would explain the difficult issues of understeer. Meanwhile, Loki has not dropped Darkbolt yet. He's still right on his tail.
No. I was just going to say, Loki doesn't seem to be catching the top 3. So the top 3 have got great pace at the moment, but Wesker's hanging in there as well, and Bert's catching. And he's not far apart at all. Anything can decide this race.
From well, from first till even ninth, where Yarham is, it's only 10 seconds in it, so it is very,
Yeah.
very close. As
Scuba's got the most ERS out of the top three. Will he get a good run onto the straight? Not really. Nowhere near.
and he's been saving a bit, but it also allowed Afri Fish to save a bit as well.
Yeah,
So
Joe Pitts.
very early stop on for mediums. Going to have to go a long way. And Loki and Darkbolt. Darkbolt go down the inside into the hairpin. Can Loki get around the outside? Can he out traction them? No, I don't think so. And that is Darkbolt
Great on
taking
board
back
from
that
Wesker.
position. Wesker almost running wide there, that corner. Snatch
I think
of a
he's
break.
transfixed on the battle.
I think Loki is struggling somewhat here. I
He
thought he
looks
may
like
be
he's
able to,
overheating or something.
I thought he may be able to pull away after he got by Darkbolt, but that hasn't been the case. And there's
He's
under
lost
pressure
time, if
now.
anything.
So anything changing at the front. The two Red Bulls carrying on, as is Scuba. And I think Wesker's right in line here to think about an overtake soon. I'm sure he didn't think about this heading into this race, that he get a chance to get a look on Loki, but it's certainly shaping up to be that way. And these two Red Bulls, again, very, very close. I wouldn't be surprised if Afri went for a move, heading down this straight. Go on board.
Adam picks up a penalty.
So what do they do here? Does Afri lay off?
Yeah,
No,
swap.
he's going for it. So the two teammates fighting again, and it's not what they
The
need,
keeper
really.
goes very deep. Gets a great run, but Scuba thought about a move there. This is literally just a DRS train because Dartbolt can't catch,
No,
and
that's right.
the guy in first can't pull away.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
So
So it's yeah, it's 4 seconds in between Scuba and Darkbolt, and yeah, that's. See, Scuba's in the best seat in the house here because he'll know, I'm sure, that both of those Red Bulls, at least one of those Red Bulls, if not both of them, he'll know, have penalties.
oh yeah,
So
for sure.
I'm sure he's more than happy to sit here, and he's again saving ERS and such. So we'll see, as Afrifish has got a little bit of breathing room on his teammate. I think the keeper is going to be in trouble if he doesn't make a good run out of these next two
Scuba's
turns.
the closest he's ever been.
So is this the lap then where the Mercedes will split the Red Bulls? Let's find out. See, unwind onto the straight is going to be a good chance.
That leading Red Bull's going to be a sitting duck if he's not careful.
They're both closing and closing and closing. Will the keeper go for the move? No. Backs out at
I would've
Loki and
gone for
Darkbolt
it.
again. The DRS train, like you mentioned, not allowing Darkbolt to escape. And oh, big lockup from Loki, and Wesker almost hit into the back of Darkbolt there as well. And Loki then has taken back that position in P4. They've been to and fro in the whole race.
Steve gets past Adam.
Into the
Oh, and then a
hairpin.
swap back again.
So that's for the final point. Adam holding on to it for the time being.
Getting very close on the entry into that fast right-hander.
So who blinks first then out of this bunch? Who then comes into the pits first? It's not.
If that was me, it's got to be Scuba.
Here's the thing. The undercush doesn't really always work on the mediums because they take a lap or two to really get up to speed.
Yeah,
It's the lap after where things become a lot better for you. So the lap, your person you're undercutting is Burt Pitts. The person you're undercutting, their first lap of mediums, it's the second lap of those mediums that you have where the advantage really comes to the fore, much less so than the actual instant kind of response in grip. So we'll see how it
all on
goes.
for the keeper.
Again,
The keeper's probably going to get Afri. Gets a lot of overspeed. But that gap's grown another second back to fourth.
they're just pulling each other along. That's all. That's what they're doing. They're
Yeah.
just pulling each other along, and that's just taking them away from Loki and company, and that probably favours Scuba more than anyone else, being the one who's
It
not
does.
got a penalty. And Stevie G and Adam again, same place as well. A little bit of contact on exit. Ooh, who's going to back out of this one?
Oh, Extreme has crashed
Stevie G.
on the exit of... Oh, okay. Strange place to crash,
Ooh, a
but
mistake for race driver, allows Yarham through, and that's Yarham over to P7 then. So,
Afri Pitts.
so
The keeper
leader
gets a
then,
poor one through the last corner.
Leader pits, and now we see another change at the leader at the top.
This Scuba's trying to pounce and get a gap.
No DRS to save to keep it this time, and Scuba looks like he's been as close as he has
Wesker
been.
also pits.
Here we go then. It's a big lap in the context of this race. Afri pits, and his teammates about to be overtaken by Scuba for the lead of this race. Medium tyres for Afri and Wesker. See if Wesker can get anything on Loki and Darkbolt in front of him. And that's Scuba then into the effective race lead, but Afri has triggered the round of pit
Darkbolt's done
stops
inside Loki.
at the front. Still
Keeping it clean.
The other Toro Rosso is having a scrap as well.
That was brave.
That was extreme. I held my breath for a second there.
Yeah, same.
Still fighting though. Who's going to get the
And
better
again.
run? Loki then, the outside line this time.
Don't send it down there, dog. That would have been very stupid.
So let's see what happens at the front then. Who comes in? Do any of them come in? Scuba
No,
carries on.
Scuba doesn't.
The keeper does pull in. So I think Scuba's confident of an overcut, I would have thought.
Yeah, he saved
judging
his
by that.
DRS, so why not?
Oh,
Might
and there's
as
a
well
race
go
in the
all
pit
out.
lane on Dart, and Loki's into the barrier in the pit lane, and he's damaged his wing. There was a race going on between Darkbolt and Loki into the pits. Loki was on the gravel and ended up being hit into the wall, running wide. I don't think actually I'm not sure I don't think Darkbolt made contact with him actually to put him into the wall, but they're definitely side by side into the pit lane.
Luckily, he got his wing set on yes, as Wesker jumps Bolt.
So that's a big one for Wesker, and he's got his types of temperature already. Meanwhile, Stevie G and Adam Mako still scrapping away.
With the two Red Bulls not far behind.
Having made their stops, of course. Stevie G elected not to send one down the inside. Of course, Stevie G on soft square to Adam's medium, so I think we should see Adam begin to display that advantage, and Afri Fish just out dragging him on fresher tyres and moves up into fourth. And that's a nice one for Afri, get himself into some sort of clear space quickly, not losing too much time behind that Force India. But if you can get rid of Adam quickly now, that would be big for him. So this is not ideal for these two. Not ideal for these two Red Bulls to be in traffic, because enjoying clear track at the front has been Scuba, and now.
And he went all out on that lap as well. He was in mode 3 for most of it.
So medium tyres then.
So Johan will take the lead. So where is Afri and the keeper going to come out in relation?
Scuba just exiting now. Afri yet to come to turn 1. There they are. And Afri should have more speed to carry him through, and Afri's going to retake this effective race lead. And he splits, and Scuba splits the two Red Bulls for now, but they have the tyres up to temperature. And will that play a big part to keep it? Will he be able to get a move done? Scuba's benefited by having DRS in front of him.
Afri's surely going to make a move on Adam. Yep, sends it down the inside.
Fresher tyres. And gets that move done. Can Scuba get anything done on the exit? Not quite, but he's got to keep it right there for company as well. So this is good stuff. A couple of people yet to pit playing a part in this race. The traffic. Afri's now cleared it. Ooh, a bit of a wobble there for, I'd say almost, I was on board to keep all three cars, Adam Mako, Scuba, and to keep almost having a little wobble out of that corner.
Not a good entry for Scuba.
Another penalty for Afri. Scuba trying to get his tyres up to temperature.
But effectively throws Afri out of the battle for the lead unless he bolts it now.
Yeah, seems that way.
Adam is not doing Scuba any favours here.
No love lost there, I do believe. So Adam continuing on. He will be competing for another while, to be fair.
Yeah, at least lap 20.
So to keep it.
Wesker's gained a second on this.
So heading then out.
Could we get Wesker on the podium? Because that effectively he's on the podium right now.
He's got a few penalties himself, I believe. As Adam tries to go defensive, Scuba has to go around the outside. He should have the better traction. That's going to allow him to keep a little opportunity as well. As Sam retires from the race from P15, somewhere in sector 3.
It looks like it was first corner.
Oh,
no,
race
last
driver's
corner,
gone. His race driver's gone so deep in his battle with Paddy, and that will allow Paddy just to nip through. While Wesker and Bolt fighting away for P6. Bull trying to take that position
Yes.
back from Wesker. Wesker holding on. Meanwhile,
Scuba is behind Adam Train.
this is allowing Afri some nice breathing room here for the time being. 1.6 seconds he's gained out of all this. So
Adam's fighting this when he doesn't need to.
if only he didn't have so many penalties, this would be a really interesting wrinkle in this race. But
Yeah.
fortunately, he's got 9 seconds worth of penalties as Afri compared to Scuba. But to keep it getting good run out of that turn 1, you have a look down in towards turn 2. No, not quite. But they're all being held up here. And now I think Scuba
Surely
may
it's
have.
got to be done now.
I think he'll have him this time. Around the outside, can Takipa follow him through? This would be important if he could. Doors open. Takipa goes down through it. This would be big for Takipa if he can get it.
Bomb.
Oh,
Whoa!
and there's the front to rear contact from Adam to
Careful
Takipa.
rejoin in. Oh,
And they all managed to avoid it just
lightning
about.
reactions from Bert. Jesus Christ, I was on board with him then.
Race driver and Poddy still scrapping away as they were last lap for P9. The race driver getting that move back on Poddy. But what would you make of that? What did you make of that one there between Adam and Takipa?
It's a late move by the keeper, and then I just think it just a racing incident there. The game not helping them out there either, with the old desync for a guess.
I thought the door was open there for Takipa. I have no issues with Takipa
It was
making that
open,
move.
but it was late. But yeah, you're right. It's there for the taking if Adam leaves the door open.
And it was definitely there to be had. I think it was really important for Takipa to get that one done. I don't fault that at all. I think definitely that was. I would have liked to have done the same thing in that situation.
Yeah, same.
But didn't work out, I'm afraid, and Takipa thankfully didn't make contact with the wall and get any wing damage, but he has lost a number of positions as a result.
And probably killed his tyres trying to get back on the track.
Burt and Wesker trying to defend it, heading down to the hairpin. Burt will be on the outside. Wesker positioning his car very well there, and they keep in hold of that position. He's dropped a big back of Dark Bolt for the time being, so under pressure more so than attacking. I wouldn't mind watching that one back, actually, to be fair, between Takipa
Is Bolt disconnected?
and Dark
Yeah,
Bolt.
Bolt's disconnected for me. Okay.
Yeah, looks like it. Oh dear, there it goes.
And Bolt was the host as well.
Yeah, so thankfully it's not F1 2017. That wouldn't have been as big of an issue as it would have been, as what is this year. Scuba pumps in their fastest lap. 1.6 behind Afri, who's just catching to the back of Yarham now for the lead of this race. Yarham, of course, yet to pit. And this should be a fairly simple move in the end, you would imagine. And there you go. Yarham, will he fight that one? No, doesn't really need to. He's a smarter racer, he knows where his battles are and aren't, and his battle is not really with those
Bert
two.
with a storming pace past Wesker. Insane straight line speed.
Oh, to keep us right there as well. Almost got his wing in the midst of it as well. Can Wesker, it's going to be interesting. Who's going to back out of this one?
Nobody by the looks of it.
Ooh, Wesker almost. And there was a bit of contact actually in the end.
There was desync there, yeah.
Yeah,
Very
I think
close.
so.
Ooh.
Burt managed to keep hold of it. So Burt wrestling to keep that one in control. He's done well, to be fair. Not to lose too much time there or positions. And he moves into. He still keeps hold of that 6th place, but to keep it right there now with them as well.
A very annoyed to keeper probably.
Yeah.
So he'll be wanting to get back up to the podium if he can.
We'll see if it's on. For now,
Adam Pierce.
lap 18.
It's a bit early.
Yarham, the other reference, is going on. Poddy's got 16 laps out of those softs, to be fair. That's a great stint from Poddy after having the pit on lap 1.
Fair enough.
Scuba going to get one on Yarham with the DRS and the fresher tyres in towards the hairpin, and that is job done for Scuba.
Yarham being Mr. Clean, like normal.
Burt and Wesker again. Burt with a much more straight line speed this time. Files into the race line before the turn to keep it, and then the inside of Wesker as well. Can Wesker get a good exit? He can.
You can.
It'll be a drag race though. Again, same corner. Who's going to back out of it? It'll have to be
Keeps it
Wesker.
there.
Wesker has to file in the end, and the keeper then takes P5 off him. So Merck and CVG, some great battling going on here today. Lots of battles, well,
Yeah,
up and down the field.
lots of close.
So it's been
As
good.
Dartbot rejoins, can he salvage some points if he can get back in his car? Low keys, nowhere, Johan Pitts.
So the race leader, Adam Mako's out of the race.
Burt's gone wide, or half spun on that curb in sector 3. By the looks of it, lost both positions, drops to P6. Loki's catching race driver as well.
Yeah, trying to recover, and he gets the jump on Yarham, does Loki just about, but Yarham is going to be on the soft compound tyres to end this race. So Yarham would be an interesting factor in this race, I think. He could easily find himself up towards where Wesker and the such
really,
are.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So he's been very quiet as Yarham, but he's been showing good pace and just steadily going about his business, and well, he's going to have a very busy second part of the race. Key thing is
flying.
to avoid obviously the damage if he can, because if he wants to get up to where the likes of Wesker and the such are, he's got some work to do in terms of overtaking Merck and Stevie G again through the hairpin. Side by side, Stevie G with the inside line. Will Merck have a look? No.
He thought about it. Trying to go around the outside, but then Steve cut back.
So the gap at the front is just under a second. It's kind of been consistent in that way for a little bit now, but of course Scuba doesn't have to really stress himself too much trying to close that gap. Of course, with the penalty difference that Afri Frisch has, he has at least 3 seconds worth of penalties, and Darkbolt is out of the race. Not sure
Both
where.
Toros's are in 3 laps.
Not sure where he's lost it.
Probably just called it a day after the disconnect. Which is a shame.
Yeah. Harley pumps in the fastest lap. So I wonder who the host is now.
Probably one of us too.
Probably.
Fair play to Porty. He always does this. He never quits. Ever. Even if he's stone dead last.
That's right.
And as you've proven yourself in Division 1, it pays off.
It always, look, if you leave the race, you definitely, as a Yarham gets by Loki there very easily in the end. If you leave the race, you guarantee yourself the fact that you're not getting any points. Whereas if you hang on, you just never know.
There's the chance.
You just never know what will happen.
That's the slap from Afri.
Whether the car's in front will retire or a safety car or something, you just don't know. So you have to keep going until then. Now, for the moment, Party's in 12th, but still, every chance that could be penalties a point by the end.
You never know.
That's a big lap from Afri, but he has expounded a lot of ERS in the process. Basically got none left.
Adam said he got stuck in the pits. That's why he retired.
I see.
It's a shame. One of the great glitches in this game. The lesser said of that.
Bit of a twitch for Afri heading out the hairpin. Lost a little bit of time to Scuba on that occasion, and Yarham very, very close to race driver.
Afri's done it again. No ERS, barely. And
Yarham then. Oh, it's been contact. Loki's gone steaming, and he must have missed his braking point. Snatched the brake. He's driven right into Yarham. Now, thankfully, Yarham didn't end up spinning round, and Loki retires rather. So it was. I just saw the edge of it there as he went in. That was a big accident.
I think he's going to the points.
I know he's using he's using no ABS. I've seen him lock up a few times, but he must have locked up to the extreme there, and went barreling into Yarham there. Very, very lucky the Yarham wasn't spun round. And who was caught behind? A race driver is missing a part of his front wing, so race driver was unfortunately a casualty in that, and is missing part of his front wing.
That's a shame. Timo's having a great race.
He was having a good race. He's going to try and carry on though, but it's going to be tough.
I think he calls it a day in pits. If around within 2-3 laps.
So
because otherwise he's going to drop out of the points.
He's got how many seconds to Paddy? He's got about 13 seconds, and there's 10 or so laps. He could still hang on. But speaking of hanging on,
you're going to be time.
Afri has lost a lot of ground this lap.
I think he's pushed too much on them tyres, trying to gap him. and not saved enough for later on. And now it's coming back to punish him. And Scuba on the 2 lap fresher tyres anyway. It's 2 horse, well, not even a 2 horse race anymore, but
Yeah, effectively.
it's the battle for the podium, really.
Tequila managed to get himself back up into third, which is good to see after that accident. Wesker, I think, has got 2 main penalties. Birch, I think, is 1 or 2 as well.
He's also got a few, yeah.
So
So it's Johan, really.
It is basically Yarham, basically, yeah.
Which will be an absolutely amazing drive. To say he started outside the top 10.
He's had such a quiet race, so that's the thing. Like, he's just gone about it quietly.
It's a way to do it, though, I guess. Skipper thinks about sending it down the inside, just not close enough. Timo picks up a penalty, probably due to understeer. About pits.
So that'll promote
Not a great race for Sauber now.
into the points.
You say you never know. And
You
it's
never
paid
know.
off.
You just never know. And Wesker and Burt. Wesker trying to hold on against Burt.
For the second time today, we've seen him battling on track. Good to see. Bert's got a great run and backs out of it there slightly.
Had to back out of that one, yeah. Had to lift off the throttle. Otherwise, would have been right into the back of that Mercedes. And he just looks a bit more comfortable at this point in the race, doesn't he, Burt? We go down the ins. This would be a bold one. Oh, I thought about it.
That is close.
Very, very close to
I could
DC
see
territory
a
there.
big crash coming up there. Would have made Yarham's life a lot easier.
2 at 1. Yeah, definitely. So Wesker struggling a bit. He's dropped back of the keeper. And
Scuba's got a great run onto the straight. Should surely have Afri on this lap. Afri's got 12% battery, so he'll run out by the end of the straight. Weaving quite a lot. Yeah, more than one change of direction there. A bit naughty, but Scuba wasn't that close anyway. Scuba has to go round the outside. Get a better run. And a better traction. Still there. Side by side. Afri's still got it. Maintains the lead somehow. He's holding on.
He's done well to hold on to that, to be fair.
Yeah, very well. But it's only a matter of time, I think.
Feels like it. Feels like only a matter of time. And Burt has got by Wesker now. We were watching that. So Burt then up into 4th place. As the lead at the front continues. Nice helicopter shot. As he head through the final.
Great shot.
Final 2 corners. Scuba still chasing lap 26 of 34. This race has flown by, to be fair. It's been a very entertaining one. It's not over yet. Still a few squabbles going about on track. Stevie G's about to get by Race Driver. We won't go to because it's got wing damage. We won't stick at the front here.
I'll keep my eye on it.
How about this time then for Scuba? Afri drifted over to the right hand side. He had to make Scuba go wide again. Bit further forward this time than last time into that hairpin, but again, can he out traction him? He has done. Afri back end twitching a bit. And there you go then.
That's the older tyres for you.
The inevitable change in the race lead has finally come.
Afri overcooks it slightly. I thought it was steaming into the back of that Mercedes then.
So it's been a valiant effort. Valiant effort from Afri, but sadly.
Yeah.
Stevie G.
Keep his head down now.
Can he get by the stricken Race Driver? Not quite. Race Driver got a good exit there. The hairpin. Keeping himself ahead of Stevie G for the time being.
Steve's got no ERS left either. And Joe's not too far behind.
But I think he might have to pit again, might Joe. He's on 18 lap old mediums. I'm not sure how far they'll go.
It'll be a push. You can probably do like 21 tops, 22.
Just asking.
Sticking with Burt.
Joe's asking about 25 6 laps on mediums, which is a tough one. It's basically equivalent to an ultra medium run.
It's close, so it can be done, but...
Afri go down the inside of Scuba. Can he take this one back? Again, losing the back end out of the hairpin, but he's still going to be side by side.
Yeah. He got him.
And in front even. So Afri retakes that lead then, ahead of Scuba.
He wants to win this race on track.
Even if he can't win it...
more national pride than anything.
Yeah, even if he can't win it on on. There is something. To be fair, there is something to be said. To be fair, to win it on track. Well, I mean,
Ah,
that won't
another
help.
time
But
penalty.
you always want to win it on track if you can.
Yeah.
Even if you're in Scuba's position, you still want to be the guy that wins it on track. So both of them
Oh
want to
yeah,
obviously have
it's
that.
the bag of rice, isn't it?
Have that.
You
So
definitely want it. As I speak from my one race win experience.
it's one more than I have.
Yeah.
I do get the feeling though that the wrong Red Bull is at the front here.
Yeah, I think
Stevie G gets 5 race
if the
driver.
keeper didn't get spun, there should have been a lot more interest. Because I still don't think he's got a penalty. I'm not 100% that, but
I think he's got one, but it happened very early on as Scuba, and again trying to get by.
yeah, you're right.
It was
And
very
one
early on,
penalty. Yeah, that's
but he
three.
hasn't got one since. And yeah, I just can't have a feeling that the wrong Red Bull is at the front
Scuba's
here.
still there. Backs out. I think he's just playing it safe now. Nothing stupid needs to happen.
Yeah.
Just bring the car home.
That's all he
If
needs
you
to
can
do.
get by, then get by, but no need to fight too hard.
Yarham then
Nah,
right.
Johan's, yeah.
Yeah, you said
right
it.
there.
Right at the back, Wesker and Bert. So on the softs, running a bit wide there in the grass there. Gets himself all out of shape. Losing a bit of ground there. But he's looking to get close then to 5th and 4th place at the front still. Just 3:10 separating the front two.
Race driver sticking with Steve, who seems to be lagging for me, but in fact, by the end of this race, we could have from 7th down to 10th, all fighting for 7th place on track.
Penalties
So
going
all
to be a big
catching
thing
each
here.
other. Could completely shake it up except for P1. that's literally the only position I know's stay in. After he keeps his nose in.
Still got it. Same place, better traction for Scuba this time. Will Halfrey keep his car there? Down the
He
inside.
does.
Oh, so he's left the space to be fair. A lot of space, actually more than enough space to be fair.
Scuba's still there as well, Jesus. Very good racing from the pair of them.
Yeah,
Nice and clean.
good stuff. Almost too respectful from Scuba in that sense. He left him more than enough space, way too
Yeah,
much space.
I would have slammed the door if that was me.
Because the onus would have been on Afri to get out of that there, because he wasn't far enough alongside him to warrant Scuba leaving him that space. But left him the space to be fair, and that has kept Afri in the lead for the time being. So
That's why Scuba is one of the
30.
cleanest drivers in TMC.
Lap 30, still going. And with each bit of squabbling they do, just allows to keep it that little bit closer. And he's getting closer and closer to where he can still jump Afri by the end of this race.
Yeah, because I think they're level. The penalties cancel each other out, and the gap between each other. So it could be a close one come the end of the race. Scuba makes the move again. Round the outside, Afri sends it down the inside.
He's gone for the switchback
Scuba
this
goes for a
time.
switchback. Has it worked? No.
So changing approach that time didn't quite work out. On that occasion for Scuba. Meanwhile, Yarham and Wesker. Yarham's gone a little bit deep. And that allowed Wesker the chance to get back on traction. But he's got the harder tyres in the form of the mediums. And Yarham will surely just be able to stick this round the outside. He does. And then down the inside. And as Yarham then up into 5th place with a crack. He's got a shot at Bert as well. A crack at 4th. Surely in his locker.
For the last 4 laps. Get it done.
Very quiet, a bit of quiet race from Yarham, but certainly making some noise now. Scuba just lost a little bit of ground there through turn 1. On that occasion, a little bit further back. But of course, better to lose 2/10 than 12 seconds, say, for exceeding or cutting turn 1. So,
Gonna try it again.
again, after
Make the move early.
no ERS. And that's just how, even with
He's done no ERS for ages. I don't know how he's keeping in front.
Even with being like 5-6 tenths behind on the straight, he's able to get right up to the back of that Red Bull.
Slipstream OP around here, for sure.
Yeah, Slipstream, DRS, beautiful things.
Steve's pulled away from race driver, but Joe and Paulie are both there now.
Joe
The
on
battle for P8.
race driver with wing damage, Joe on ancient mediums and Paulie on softs, so this should be an interesting
Joe nearly overcooks that.
little scrap, and Merck not too far behind this lot either.
On the freshest tyres out
on
a
the
lot.
freshest tyres of them all, so could be a roller coaster final 3 laps that Afri's just begun.
This is probably going to be the move done at the end of sector 2 on the next lap.
Good run from Yarham at the final corner, just not long enough and not heavy of a braking zone to really make a move for Yarham at the front. I think Scuba may be able to get him for good this time. Afri again drifting all the way to the right hand side to do as much as he can to try and defend this one. Again, good racing between the two. They're going to be side by side again, heading up towards turn 7 as they file through. Scuba with the inside line as Yarham gets by Bert. Stick at the front.
Nice and clean.
Scuba will have to try and go around the outside, and he can't get it done.
Oh, careful! That was very close from Scuba's front wing on my screen.
So Joe
gets past race driver.
Party there as well. Race driver trying to fight it. Can he out traction them? It's gonna be tough. Party watching this one with interest. Ooh, and Joe was afraid of the contact
Joe turned
there.
in. Yeah, turned in a bit too aggressively there, and he picks up a time penalty and loses the place.
So that's a tough one. Bert. Oh, Yarham's off the track.
Oh no.
So after a brilliant drive to get up to P4, he has gone wide. So his wing is intact. He was on his own, I'm pretty sure. Has the lead again.
Picks up another penalty.
I think this will be it this time. Scuba's got the move done well before the braking zone. I don't think Africa can fight this one back this time. So lap 33.
He's gonna try. No, surely not now.
He's too far back. Lap 33 then, Afri looks like he's finally succumbed to Scuba for the lead, well, the lead on track of this race. I don't think he's got, with the older tyres now as well, I don't think he's got anything to fight with. Yellow flag in sector 2.
Yeah, I was just looking at ours.
Not sure what the story is there, but Paddy
versus race driver.
There's definitely some lag involved here.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of it since the host migration. Paulie got through.
Can't stick it. Can race driver, just that lack of downforce. And look at Merck. Merck is 1.5 seconds behind here. Merck is sniffing a point.
He was 4 seconds back, not 2 laps ago.
Yeah. Oh,
now Joe's going to be the one bricking it the most.
Someone's going to leave absolutely heartbroken, finishing 11th as we have begun the final lap of the race. Afri's still here. He's not giving this one up.
Joe is sliding all over the place. Joe backs out of it after losing the back end. I think the tyres are gone. It's a shame, and Mert takes the point.
Afri's going to go for a move on Scuba one last time. It has no bearing on the final result of this race, but all for bragging rights. Afri's going to out-track him, is he? He's on the outside, he's going to end in disaster.
Don't be silly, boys. Scuba doesn't go around the outside. Can he get the better traction?
It looks like it.
And he gets the inside line.
Afri's still got it.
Amazing.
So,
how he's doing that, I have no idea.
They've been out for most of the second stint. It's going to be Afri who's going to win this one on track. Penalties aside, he's driven very, very well. If this was a dogfight for the race, this would have been absolutely brilliant. As Merck gets by, the two sides are scrapping. We're going to stick with this though, because Afri is going to win the race on the track, but Scuba MUFC is going to take it off and convincingly in the end by 11 odd seconds. So Scuba wins ahead of African Dekeeper. Can he finish? Can he jump him? No.
No. I thought that Afri had cost himself by going for that move late on in on that last lap. Bert picks up P4, or doesn't. Wesker picks up P4. Great drive from Wesker.
Man, it should have been in P4 if I had to cross now. That is Yarham finishing in 6th. CVG with a solid drive in the end there. Very underrated drive from CVG in the end. Finishing on the finish 7. Paulie then is going to finish actually 7th in the end. CVG is going to drop all the way down to 10th. If Joe hadn't pitted, I don't know if he had a puncture.
He would have got a point.
I think he would have got the point there. And you know what the worst thing is? He can't even get fastest lap because I think he pitted on lap 33, didn't he?
Yeah, he had to.
So there you
Which
go
is a
then.
shame.
Joe Corboy is the one who's going to leave pointless today. But that was an absolutely thrilling race from start to finish.
Yeah, that was great. Great. Driver of the day, Graham.
Driver of the day.
It would
Uh,
have been Johan.
yeah,
It
I,
would
I
have been.
was I was going to say I think it would have been Yaham had he managed to bring it home. Um, Stevie G I think deserved a decent shout. I want to look at the results screen again before making that decision.
It's between Scuba and Wesker and Johan.
Wesker deserves a good
Still.
shout to be fair. We'll have a look at the
Yeah,
end.
he does.
Um, I still can't help but feel what could have been if Tequipa was up there.
Yeah, same.
I
The
really
three
do
cars
think,
flying like that on track, that'd have been amazing.
yeah,
Back
and
and forth.
I think they could have easily collaborated to bring Tequipa
The one
ahead
to
and then back Afri as such into Scuba. Here we go then. This is Scuba with no penalties as well as Paulie. To be fair, actually, I think Paulie deserves a great shout. To be fair, having pitted on lap
Yeah,
one
stuck with it
to two
and got
stop
P7,
and
Paulie.
no penalties. Uh,
Yeah, definitely Paulie.
yeah, I think Paulie is a deserving shout for driver
Yeah,
of the day there. I'm starting from
and then
P14,
Scuba
so
coming in a close second for me there.
yeah, that's fair to say. So Scuba then wins ahead of Afri in second. What was the gap between the end? It was 2 seconds in the end between Afri and Tequipa for the second spot. Wesker with a great drive in third. Oh, that's it. Okay, never mind. Well, oh well. Life moves quickly
We'll get it.
sometimes.
It does, it does.
So yeah, that's fair enough. Paulie is a great shout for driver of the day. Seventh place after making that the unscheduled two stop. Did very well in the end, but I think Sway, that is oh, I am the host in the end. Oh, someone else left and
Yeah,
that
yeah.
became host. So anyways, that's going to do it, I think, Sway, for round 11 of Germany. That was a fantastic race.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Not at all. It was a good one to have. And until next time, it will be Division 1 trying their having a crack. And I was going to say, trying to say having a crack and trying their luck at the same time. So I ended up saying trying their crack, which is not what will be happening on Monday. They'll be having the
No,
crack
no,
at
definitely not.
Germany on Monday at 8
You'll be
o'clock.
seeing a
So
Force India 1-2. Tune in then.
the reverse one too, maybe for me at the back. But anyways, until next time.